Moonlight on my skin. New York at night is a different world. No more rush of people on the street, no more endless work calls, only the light reflected from the buildings blending into the dark sky. But in this 27th floor apartment, the space has a different rhythm, a slow rhythm, full of waiting and passion. She stood by the window, watching the flashing light trails under the road. The curtain gently swayed in the night breeze, revealing the smooth, bare shoulders. The soft silk dress hugs her every curve, as if the moonlight is quietly drawing the most delicate lines on her body. He leaned against the doorframe, quietly observing. His eyes touched her every move, from her fingers to a glass of wine, from her lips that slightly pursed as she pondered. No need for words, no need for ostentatious gestures. Her presence alone is enough to make the atmosphere full of unspoken things. She turned around, caught his gaze. Those eyes are as dark as the night out there, but there is something warm and intense like a smoldering fire. "Do you keep looking at me like that?" Her voice was soft, but in the silence of the room each sound sounded clearly. He walked forward slowly. The sound of his shoes touching the wooden floor sounded as soft as a heartbeat. When he was only one breath away from her, he raised his hand to lift her chin, his eyes inquiring. "Because you are so beautiful that people forget the reality." She smiled softly, a sound like silk passing through her flesh. "I always know how to make women fall in love. With me, you don't need to try." He bent down. His warm breath gently touched her cheekbones. She didn't back down. Instead, she raised her hand, with her fingertips drawing a slow line from his collar down to the flap of his shirt. A gentle but purposeful movement. "So tonight, have you forgotten the reality?" Her voice was lower, softer, but also as sharp as a knife passing through the air. He looked at her deeply, as if he wanted to engrave every detail. Every ray of light reflected on her hair. Each soft curve was hidden under the thin skirt. She leaned over, letting her lips glide slightly over his skin, a fleeting touch, but enough to make his heartbeat deviate by one. "I just want you not to say anything." And so he didn't talk anymore. He pulled her closer. His hand ran over her skin like the wind, blowing through the summer grass, slowly but possessively. The moonlight outside the window still shines down on the room, drawing on the vibrating shadows on the wall. Outside, the city continues to spin in its rhythm of life. But in this space, time seems to stop, leaving only two people and an uncontrollable wave.